Imagine a time when science and spirituality weren't two different things, but a mix, like strands of a super cool mashup to understand the universe. Think of a world where the search for wisdom was a journey that married the hard facts and the abstract, the physical and the not-so-physical. Welcome to the wild world of alchemy. Alchemy, this crazy mix of philosophy, spirituality and early science, has a really diverse history that goes all over the place, across continents and eras. Its roots dig deep into the rich soil of ancient civilizations like Egypt, Greece and China. It was in these places that the seeds of alchemy were first planted, sprouting ideas that would later bloom in medieval Europe. In the middle of the Middle Ages, alchemy became super popular as scholars and spiritual folks alike wanted to uncover the unknown. They were dying to understand the secrets of the universe, to turn worthless metals into precious ones, to find a cure for every sickness and, most importantly, to reach spiritual enlightenment. All these different pursuits, as varied and big as they were all part of alchemy. Alchemy was this grand masterpiece, woven with threads of all sorts of colors. On one side there was practical alchemy, which was about lab experiments and chemical processes. Alchemists would work tirelessly in their labs, working with metals, minerals and chemicals, chasing the impossible dream of creating gold or the Philosopher's Stone. On the flip side, there was symbolic or spiritual alchemy, a realm that went beyond the physical. It used symbolic language and pictures to express deep spiritual truths and philosophical ideas. It was a soul's journey, a search for enlightenment, a dance of opposites, the grand ballet of existence. Alchemy, filled with mystery and spiritual vibes, drew from various traditions like Hermeticism, Gnosticism, and Neoplatonism. Its lessons, often hidden in secrecy, were passed down through spoken tradition and cryptic texts filled with symbols and metaphors. When you look at human history, alchemy stands as proof of our enduring thirst for knowledge and transcendence. It's a testament to our endless curiosity and unbreakable spirit, a tribute to our never-ending journey toward understanding the universe and our place within it. Alchemy isn't just some old-school science hobby, it was actually the stepping stone for what we now know as modern chemistry. This isn't just me jazzing up alchemy, it's legit important for how science has grown. Really, alchemy was all about hands-on learning, doing things through trial and error. Alchemists were dedicated tinkers messing around with the real world for hours on end. They were some of the first folks to set up labs, filled with heaters, distillers and pots for melting metals. These guys and gals came up with ways to do stuff like sublimation, calcination, fermentation, all the basics of chemistry. One of the coolest parts of alchemy was trying to turn cheap metals into gold. This project, called Chrysopoeia, wasn't about getting rich quick. It was more of a symbol of perfection and change, showing that everything can be transformed. Alchemists were also on the hunt for the Philosopher's Stone, this mythical thing supposed to make you immortal or turn metals into gold. This stone wasn't an actual rock, but more like a symbol for the divine energy that's everywhere. It stood for the element beyond earth, air, fire, and water and was thought to bring about some major changes. They saw this Philosopher's Stone as a key to uncovering the secrets of nature and the universe. In their labs, alchemists weren't just playing around with physical stuff, they were diving into the big questions of life. Of course, they never actually turned lead into gold or found the Philosopher's Stone, but they still made some big discoveries. They learned a ton about matter and how it can change, setting up the groundwork for modern chemistry. They found new substances, made new tools, and came up with techniques that we still use in labs today. So, while they didn't strike gold in the literal sense, the practical work of alchemy really set the stage for today's chemistry. Their hard work, careful notes, and never-ending curiosity have made a huge impact on how we see the world and have left a lasting impression on the history of science. Alchemy isn't just about turning metal into gold, you know? It's also about ourselves on a deeper level. People often call this spiritual alchemy, and it's pretty intense. It's not just about what we can see or touch, but about things like symbolism and philosophical ideas. Alchemists didn't just talk about metal and potions, they were chatting about some deep stuff like spiritual truths. Ever heard about the idea of the unity of opposites? It's a big deal in spiritual alchemy. And it's not just about balancing things out, but about mixing up different elements like the sun and the moon or male and female to create something totally new and awesome. It's sort of like a metaphor for how we grow as people, as we learn to understand and accept all parts of ourselves. Another cool theme in spiritual alchemy is the idea of purifying the soul. Just like an alchemist would clean up a piece of metal to reveal its true self, spiritual alchemy is all about refining ourselves, It's about letting go of what's not needed, moving past old habits and ideas to reveal our true selves. And then there's the quest for enlightenment, the ultimate goal for any spiritual alchemist. It's about turning ourselves from lead into gold. It's a journey of self-discovery, of diving deep into who we are to find that spark of divinity within. The real gold in spiritual alchemy isn't a physical element, but the illuminated human spirit. The real magic isn't happening in some lab, but right inside our hearts and minds. The most significant achievement for an alchemist isn't some magic stone or potion, but a deep understanding of themselves and the universe. So, spiritual alchemy? It's all about finding that inner gold, our enlightened spirit. Alchemy isn't just some old-fashioned stuff you'd find in ancient books or buried in some forgotten lab. It's deeply woven into the fabric of our modern science and philosophy. Diving into alchemy's long-lasting legacy, we see its impact is far from forgotten. Sure, the old-time alchemists didn't get to turn ordinary metals into gold or find some magical potion of life, but their tireless quest for understanding sure left us a heap of knowledge. They spent hours in their labs, took careful notes of their discoveries, and these methods ended up shaping the way we do science today. A lot of folks even think of alchemy as the granddad of modern chemistry. Things we use every day like fermentation and sorting materials, these all have roots in alchemy. But alchemy didn't just make a splash in the science world. Its rich symbols and hidden meanings continue to hook people's interest. This once secret language is now a goldmine of inspiration for philosophers, artists, and those on a spiritual quest. Philosophers find in alchemy a cool metaphorical blueprint for dissecting life's mysteries. Artists, attracted by its symbolic depth, use its themes to craft works that dig deep into what it means to be human. And for those in search of spiritual truth, alchemy's teachings offer a route to self-discovery and enlightenment. Pretty much alchemy's influence goes deep into how we make sense of ourselves and the universe. The whole idea of transformation and embracing opposites is super relevant to how we see our ever-changing, interconnected world. The end goal of alchemy, enlightenment, mirrors our never-ending search for knowledge and bettering ourselves. In the big picture, the most important thing alchemy did wasn't turning lead into gold, but totally revamping our understanding of nature and where we fit into it. So, alchemy is really all about our unending curiosity and our drive to understand the world. So, if you've learned anything from this video, or if you just enjoyed it for a short while, please like, share, and subscribe.